Well, it's going to take a few minutes to get your audience back up.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's why you have me, the fluffer.
All right. The fluffer. Okay. I am back, guys. We had some technical issues, and now I'm having some more. Let's see here. Make
Oh
sure I got
boy.
this going. Okay. Now I
This
think.
takes me back to the early days.
Right. Right. I know that, but at least I have viewers now. It says I got 6 people on. So
Okay. Welcome, everybody. He's
yeah.
still B, I'm still B.
Hey, yeah, welcome back. And I'm back out of podcast jail from last Tuesday, so it's great to be back. Probably need to kill that other stream. I don't know where that one came from. So I had some technical issues, and we were talking about charging costs going through the roof, but it also looked like a bogus article. And we are looking right now. I've got to change the page for. Oh, you guys, I got you on the right page. So we were talking about how that's bogus and most people don't charge uh, on on the supercharging network, which is in some places up to how much was it?
58 cents
58
a
cents.
kilowatt. Yeah.
58 cents.
So
Oh,
did you know that Hyundai has confirmed plans for an EV factory in the U.S.?
yeah. Any idea where? Is it going to be in my backyard, like everyone else?
Wouldn't that be nice? Have another one to. Yes, it says near existing plants.
Yeah. Too bad that's it. It's going to be in Georgia, I believe.
Of course. I mean,
Geor-
it's going to be in the South somewhere for sure.
yeah, Georgia's real good about giving up everything to get things in. They got Rivian with a lot of money, which I don't know how well
Oh,
that's going to work out in the long run. But they've got some smart people over there. You attract big business like this. So, but hey, maybe
yeah.
that's a kind of interesting picture on that that's on that webpage. You
Yeah.
think do they have anything like that?
I don't think they do yet,
I
but it
think that
wouldn't surprise me, apart from the wheels, if that is something that happens.
yeah, the wheels are interesting. I don't.
Right. But they'll only look good if you're at the right angles.
That's true. I could see that. So, but aren't they planning some radically different designs?
Well, they are plotting radically different designs for all future EVs. No pictures.
No
No
pictures.
pictures.
No pictures. But after reading the article, I think what they're saying is they're going to be design. It's going to be more of a designer car where they're designed for very specific things. Like maybe they'll make like an off-road thing, a family car, someone who wants something like a Cybertruck that is different in every way. So more of a designer instead of okay, here's your minivan. Go ahead.
Well, I think that if the Cybertruck is able to succeed with such a radically different design, it opens up the door to other, like you said, designer cars
Right.
where it's focused on something other than looking like the last thing, but a little bit different.
Right. Right. So I think that's a good idea. I like to see more radical stuff because when you see, there's so many crossover SUVs and if you see them too far away, they all look the same.
For
And
sure.
unless you got really good eyes, like
For sure.
like the
And that's the
bionic.
thing. Some people said, well, how come all EVs have to look like such weird spaceships and whatnot, referring to like the BMW i3? And the answer is they don't. You just don't notice them otherwise.
Yeah. Uh, it, and the thing is, but they do need to get to be more aerodynamic because it makes such a drastic difference on range.
Sure.
And that's why Tesla's so proud of its drag coefficient. So is Lucid, and Rivian obviously doesn't give a crap at all, and neither does the Hummer. But some of them do. They realize that the advantages to it, but there's also the style that you want to
The
get.
EQS, as I recall, is also very
Oh
slippery.
yes, that's right. Very. And then there's the bricks, like
And then there's the bricks.
yeah, which
Do you
is
think people are going to keep buying them?
yeah. I think once they get range like really amped up to the point where the drag coefficient doesn't matter as much, they will be making uh, more classic designs because the classic
Well,
design cars are always going to have less range, but like say in 10 years or 20 years, it doesn't matter so much that the mirrors are pulling down some drag, or that your
Right.
wheels or your wheel covers. So I think it's an opportunity at that point to go back to more of a classic design. I hope they don't. I like the fact that cars look different. So
Have you seen that ballooning U.S. EV registrations raise opportunities for startups?
yes, yes, there's a lot of registrations taking place in the U.S. A lot of cars being sold. Um, the Model Y, 3, and S were 1, 2, and 3. The mach took fourth place. Uh, I did see I saw it somewhere. I think it was on Reddit where they actually had these listed, and the Teslas were all in the 20,000 plus range. The mach was in the 6,000 range, and then going down from there. I know
If
Volkswagen.
you look at it might be your next link, the Inside EVs one. It does have the registrations.
Does
Tesla
it?
up 59% with a 71.8% share. Kia up 735%. Ford up 91%. Hyundai up 236%. Everybody's up
Yeah.
except Chevy. Except poor Mary. I thought she led.
Yeah. Where's GM? Okay. At the bottom, the Hummer had 80, and the Bolt had 479. Ooh, that's a massive improvement. I know it says down
It really is.
95%, but from last December, if wasn't it 26 or something, or was that
Right.
the whole quarter?
Well, so this is going year over year rather than quarter over quarter.
Okay, and
So,
yeah, okay. So I've got a Tesla on order, I got a mach on order, I got a Polestar on order, I got a
you got a
Lucid on
Lucid.
order. So I am going to be helping these numbers in the coming months to years because that's how long some of these are going to take. So I'm doing
Oh, you
my
got a
part.
Cybertruck on order.
Yeah, but that's not even listed on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Where my Cybertruck, Elon?
yeah, what are you doing? How many you got on order? Help the EV revolution. Just order a bunch of ones. Cancel it. You can cancel it. It's all in the name of fun.
Mm-hmm. That would be fun.
It's all for bragging rights. That's all it is. So I would like to go to Japan and help them out also because apparently they don't want EVs there.
It's so weird.
It's not all Japan. It's the Japanese manufacturers, which I don't get it. Hmm. I like that picture there.
It is a great picture.
Yeah.
I
It
especially
look.
like the Jesus banner.
Oh yeah, look at that. That doesn't look like Jesus though.
Uh, well, just like Santa, he's different in every culture.
Well, that's true. I mean, I've seen black Jesus, white Jesus. Um, I just haven't
But
seen.
you haven't seen skinny, young, beardless Jesus?
Yeah, I haven't seen that Japanese Jesus. I just haven't seen it. No, that
Hmm.
I'd love to visit
You know
Japan.
what a big
Never been there.
auto exporter Japan is. They
Yeah,
are, when it comes to automotive manufacturing for the last 30, 40 years, they've been an absolute powerhouse. And if they give up now, what a wasted opportunity.
it really is. I got a lot of respect for what Japan has done over the last 80 years, or should I say 75, 77 years, coming back from being nearly destroyed and making themselves into an economy that is strong and taking every opportunity and and getting an advantage of it. And now they're not. And Toyota's not leading the way. They could. They have been with the Prius. But I don't know. They're dropping the ball.
And they've got the best battery tech that existed prior to 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Panasonic is Japanese.
Yeah, this is a pretty good article, and maybe all the battery cells will help them not lose that 14% GDP. Uh,
Yeah.
But they really need to get on that. So I'll make a phone call, get the what is it? What do they have? A prime minister?
Yes.
I'll
Shinzo Abe.
I'm gonna make a phone call later today. I wanna fix this for them.
Yeah. Hmm. So, F-150 Lightning, more and more reviews.
Yeah, there's quite a few first drive reviews out there, which is kind of cool. The truck's getting out there. I saw a quick little video on Twitter of them loading the Lightnings up onto the trains, driving them up the tracks into the back of the trains. Pretty cool, I thought. So they're starting to pump them out, and you got to remember the F-150 regular version. They do I forget the exact number. So if the guy who told me is watching, don't correct me, but it's around 60 to 65 units an hour. So they make more than one every minute.
That'd
And
be fantastic.
if they could ramp this up, we know what's going to hold them back. It's going to be the battery supply. But
For sure.
they know how to produce vehicles, and they know how to produce them quickly. So
And a lot of the F-150 is still just legacy parts from the parts bin that are well understood, well established.
Yeah, I mean, I think the interior parts might be the same a lot, but I'm looking at the bed. I'm looking at just at this picture. They're going to be a little bit different. The mechanical part, like maybe the suspension, might be changed a little bit because, yeah, I can see a lot of it actually being changed, even though it really looks like the same thing. But they know how to manufacture these parts, and even if the sheet metal's different, it's just a matter of changing out their stamping press. They know how to do it. They know how to make vehicles, so it should be something that they're going to be able to ramp up as quickly as their battery supply allows them to.
I would agree. And also, they do have to, the F-150 is Ford's bread and butter. They have to get a margin on this truck, or they just they can't cannibalize themselves to such a degree that they're no longer profitable.
Yeah. Well, I think they're off to a good start. They're doing okay with the Mustang. Sales could be better. Uh, they're just. I think it's just the battery supply, because the reality is, you can't go to a dealership and buy a Lightning. You can't go buy a Mach E. They're all they are all on back order, as we've talked about before. You can't order a Mach E right now until next model year. You can't order a Lightning, period. Those are just flat out closed. Who knows when that's going to open? So it's all about getting the parts. Same thing with the Bronco, the Maverick, which aren't electric vehicles, but they're producing at capacity that they have, and everyone is sold before
It'll
it
be
hits the
very
ground.
interesting to see how the market looks in 2 years when the supply chain is fully back up to speed, because I think it'll be interesting.
It will be. The question is, will it be fixed in 2 years?
I hope so. Batteries will still be a crunch, I'm confident, because battery demand is only increasing a lot faster than mining and exploration.
Agreed. But for my segue, if these companies aren't able to get the supplies and the materials that they need, they are going to start to run out of money.
Oh, is that a concern? Is that a going concern?
Oh, it sure is, especially if you're Canoe.
Mm-hmm.
So Canoe is running a little light in the wallet right now.
Mm-hmm.
Rumor has it that they exited Q1 with $105 million in cash. And while that would be nice to have in either one of our pockets, that's getting into the chump change area for a car manufacturer. What do you think?
Especially, yeah. Even if you weren't ramping, 105 billion in the bank is not a lot of money
Million.
to cover
You said billion.
expenses. Yeah.
Million.
Yeah, million.
You said I could have.
Did I say billion? I
You
don't
might have
think I
said
did.
billion because you're probably looking at your bank account.
Mm-hmm. That's probably what it is.
Totally makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Boy, I really hope Canoe can make it, but I don't know, man. Among other looming production deadlines, Canoo said it would deliver multiple customized models for NASA, which are to be based on its lifestyle vehicle model by June of 23. NASA did not immediately respond to requests for more information.
I don't know if NASA needs them. They've got such a they're so tightly wrapped with SpaceX, and SpaceX has the Model X's out there taking the astronauts in. I realize that the Canoo looks a little bit bigger, but SpaceX has a bit of a partnership,
Right. Yeah. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
I suppose.
So anyway,
Cadillac Lyric missed an opportunity. They got some 6s and some 9s in this number, but it's not nice.
Yeah, that's not bad looking.
No.
Cadillac has made themselves very niche, and
They really have.
and that's too bad. And I've been in I've had an Escalade. I remember I had to bring it in once. They gave me a loaner for like an AT4 or something, or one of those numbers, and I was just like, It was, I always remember my grandfather's Cadillac. It's probably like a 1978 Fleetwood, and I remember always riding in the back, and I don't think I ever felt a bump. It was just so smooth, and he always drove the big 4-door Cadillacs, and back then I was like, ooh, Cadillac, and it rode real nice, and it was something different, little fancy, and this looks like, it gets back into the regular crossover, and not much different, and I'm sure it's nice inside. I don't know. It's got the price is not bad.
No.
The range is not bad, but they still have that. I don't know, what is it? I mean, have you ever looked at a Cadillac recently and been like, ooh?
No. When I see them in the wild, I think, oh, I stole one of those in Grand Theft Auto. They're European designed, I believe. I believe they come from GM's European design studio. And I can see that they have what I would call not necessarily an American styling sensibility about them. But yeah, other than the Escalades that I've been in, which were based on, Tahoes or Suburbans or Avalanches or whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't spent much time in these pointy ones. And the thing is, I'm sure this will sell just fine. The price, like you said, not ridiculous. $2,000 more to go all-wheel drive.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, it's fine. And great, just get them out there, Mary. I need you to lead.
Yeah. So I'm looking through the pictures, and they've got some, there's some angles, but that look pretty nice. But I'm also noticing that these are all drawings. This is all computer stuff.
These look like renders to me.
Yeah, which I love renders because they look pretty, but I hate renders because that's not really what you're selling.
Right. It's like buying a model house without seeing the house itself.
Yeah. Oh,
I noticed again panoramic glass.
Yeah. And
because, as you know, the leader, GM.
I wonder if they'll have problems with it flying off, like everyone else.
Like everyone else.
Yeah.
Like several one else, but yes.
Yeah, it's happened to a few, but
speaking of prices,
Pulsar. Oh my goodness! So Pulsar's increased their price. They really made no announcement about it, but Kelley Blue Book people, KBB, picked up on it, did a little article on it. I found out about it when I was ordering my Polestar, when they cut off all the orders for 2022. I got a little nervous because I was like, I wanted to get a specific model, and when they cut it off, I was afraid that when they opened it again for the 2023 model, they were going to raise prices. So I ended up ordering one that's already being built, a 2022, and I nailed it because it saved me $3,500. Because if I waited another week, or if I ordered the new one, it would have cost that much more for the same exact thing.
So I've got a question for you, but also for the folks in the comments. looking at this white Polestar here, compared to that Cadillac Lyriq we just looked at, which one is the better looking car? What do you think, Bear?
I hate to say it, but I kind of like the Cadillac better.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the Polestar better.
Yeah. I had
Again,
four.
it is tough to say because it's a render versus
Yeah.
probably a car.
Yeah, because they're making this render all shiny and nice. 4Q asked why a grill. I believe he's talking about the Cadillac, and on my screen I've got a picture of the grill, and it is not a grill. It is like decorative, but it has the lines like it actually is a grill, at least in this render.
And I would say it's because buyers aren't ready for the hugest shift. You got to go gradual. Even early Teslas looked like they had a grill.
Yeah, and this Pulsar has a grill on it too. I don't think it's functional. Ask me again in like 3 months when mine shows up, and I'll know for sure. But let me zoom in on this.
So my answers so far are split. I've got Pateri Costi saying the Polestar, Jeff saying Polestar, Paul saying Caddy, Digital Blade Canada saying Polestar. I saw one live, looked decent. Yeah. And when it comes down to the crossover form factor, from kind of the A-pillar back, they're all going to look pretty similar.
Yeah. I'm going to put my Cadillac one back on. But now that I looked up close at the grill and realized that all those fins and all those lines are not real, it kind of... Now it looks like a big piece of plastic to me. It kind of killed the design. But I got to see one in person.
Oh boy, yeah. So I got in real close on the grill there. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that crap is drawn on. It's like almost like having flames on your car.
Yeah. I think Jeff said China is building the Caddy.
It's being built in China.
Maybe. And for that matter, China's building the Polestar.
Yes, that is a fact. Geely is building it. And so, yes, I am buying a Chinese car. I don't think I would have said that like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, but didn't you buy the Cyberquad Junior? That's got to be made in China.
Yeah, I think that was made in China. But I sold it here to an Asian guy. Does that count for anything?
It's recycle. It's a circle of life. Is what that is.
Yeah, real nice guy. Real nice guy. His kids saw it and wanted it. I knew that would happen. And he's called me up. My kid saw this and it's sold out. I'm like, yours.
Any other price increases we should know about?
Yes, and this is actually a big one. It's big for a couple reasons. One, it's big because the price increase is big. The Lucid has increased the price of the Air, but it starts on June 1st, which I think was really cool of them to actually do that. Say, hey, price increase, but you've got a couple weeks to order it before we put that into effect. Like Rivian, they put theirs and said, price increase for everyone, even the guys that ordered 2 years ago. Lucid said...
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. Lucid said, we're going to raise the price, but for everyone who ordered, your price is locked in, and order it before June 1st, and you're going to get the old price. And that's really... They're going to get a lot of reservations out of that, because anybody who's sitting on the fence waiting, they're going to put their order in. So I think that was a good idea. The Lucid Air went up $10,150, the Air Pure. And that's the one I ordered. So I feel like I made $10,150.
And I would say that the price increase is actually reasonable, especially if you look at Cadillac, that Lyriq that doesn't have the federal tax rebate. This car does. So right there, $7,500 off the top. And this is a lot more car than the Cadillac.
Yes.
A lot more car. Even the base is a lot more premium than the primed out Lyriq, I would suggest.
Yeah. But I haven't seen a Lyriq yet in person and in the wild. I would love to.
Seen the specs.
Well, I've seen the specs, but you could get in the car and you could sit in it and it could just feel like you're just sitting in cushions. And it could drive fantastic, and it maybe it may be outstanding.
That's true.
It's just hard to see from renders. I've got faith in like what a Lightning might turn out to be, or a Silverado. I've been in Pulsars before. I've been in Lucids before. Okay, I ordered a Cybertruck, but I know what the interior is going to be because it's going to be like a 3 and a Y. Oh, look at that. That's my bank calling to tell me I was approved for a Polestar loan.
Fresh back from vacation, and this is the professionalism we get. I
Yeah.
expected you to be rested and ready.
Yeah, apparently I forgot to mute my phone, but I got everything else muted. So
I went ahead and muted mine about 8 years ago.
yeah, you know how much trouble that gets me in? So I always put my phone on mute, and then it inevitably turns into, why aren't you answering my text messages? Sorry, honey, I had my phone on mute from the live stream, and then I'm in trouble for not responding to text messages.
Or you've got all the cars out on rent and
they're all
whatnot.
crashing into each other.
They're all they're all catching pieces of lawn furniture.
Oh, God. Yeah, so my Model Y, since you brought it up, my Model Y has about 2 weeks, 3 weeks before it goes into the Tesla body shop for $9,000 worth of damage that we have to get repaired. And that does not include the roof that was already replaced. So they say, Tesla says 21 days to repair all this. And I'm like, I don't believe them, but I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. So I'm going to have to do a video on that. And then see how the repairs come.
Let's take here and talk about this, because if you're battery constrained, you're not parts constrained except for the battery. Make parts available, for crying out loud. You will sell them at a tremendous margin. You'll get more margin than you will on a car.
Mm-hmm.
Just make the parts available.
Yeah. Well, supposedly they'll have all the parts that I need in. So when I bring the car in, they'll be ready to be put on. But I fear that they're going to do something. We're going to go, oh, well, we found something else. We have to order the part. It's going to be 2 months. And we can't put the car back together without that part. So that is a fear of mine. And I'm just waiting to see what happens. So
very frustrating.
Yeah.
So that's all the news we got, right?
That was it. No, that's not true. We got another render. God, renders.
It's a beautiful render, though.
It really is.
My God. Fiverr is cranking out EVs like no one's business.
Who is?
Oh, Fiverr, where you can hire people for $20 to make you a render.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. I've actually used them once or twice, but not me. But Riley has, because he knew about that crap, because he's not old like us, but apparently you knew about it.
1,400 horsepower Bentley will do 0 to 60 in 1.5. Boy, imagine the tires.
Oh yeah, what's a Bentley cost now? Like 250 grand?
Oh, I think it's more. I think it's more like 400 or 500. But
a GT? What is it? The Continental GT?
I don't know.
Ah,
it sure is pretty. Boy, is it pretty. If they made a car that looked like that, but the thing is, no one makes a car that looks like that. Not at any price.
No, 202,000 for the base, and that comes with a 4-liter V8. They have a 6-liter V12. I wonder if that's like a $2,000 upgrade. No, it's not. Yeah, but it's also got the Falcon wings, or the what do they call them when they go forward like that?
Scissor? I don't know.
Cool, but probably not very functional.
Well, and look at how huge they are. You couldn't park that in a garage. Well, you could. You just couldn't get out. You'd have to Dukes of Hazzard it through the tiny part of the window that rolls down.
I got to go big on these pictures. Oh, God, they'll never make this.
Never make it.
Did you see the seats?
Yeah.
This thing's like on autoplay. It keeps going to the next. I don't even know what I'm looking at. These pictures are so zoomed in. This. Oh God, what was that say? Bentley 100 Extraordinary Years. So what was this? 2025. That roof is just. If you can get that picture where they're looking at the front seat and then up.
Yep.
It looks like there's a spider web for a roof of some sort.
I think that's just design, but there is no way that would pass rollover test.
I could
There's
not
just
say
no
it.
way.
And the seats actually look horribly uncomfortable.
Well, and on that one you were showing with the roof, look at the passenger side door panel. It's all puckered.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. That they are not making this.
No. No. I hope they make one just to show it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're going to go that hard on a render, why include doors? Why include panels markings at all?
What they should put like a refrigerator in it or something. It's a render.
Jeff says, silly, stupid car. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I would absolutely unlock this in a game. Not so much real life.
So Riley and I, when we're making the Lucid videos, have been trying to look for a red Lucid, and the lighting that comes off and reflects back, it makes all of them look black, all the dark cars. And 4Q just said you can see quite a few red Lucids in the last flyover, and Riley and I were sitting there zooming in on cars, going, "Is this one red? It looks different from the black one, so is it red?" So we can't see the red ones, but yes, 4Q, we thought we saw some red ones, but they're just so dark under certain lighting conditions. Have you seen the red ones?
I have not seen.
No.
I have not. What I have seen is out of Texas, they're finally making the gray Model Ys.
Oh, okay.
That was the last color they hadn't started.
And interestingly enough, on Monday, yesterday, they started making the silver Lucids.
Oh, wow.
Which is also new. And supposedly the red ones, which I just can't see. But what else is Tesla not making?
Well, it depends. Money. They're taking money for semis. They're just not delivering them.
No, it's not that they're not delivering them. They're not making them. I know they will, and I know that they got priorities. But doing the Nikola videos, I got to give them just a little bit of crap. But I think the Tesla Semi will be awesome when it comes out, but it's just not a priority for them. I like the $5,000 up front, which is refundable, except you need to put down another 15 in 10 days, which is not refundable. So, But I like the fact that they put a word of warning in here. I don't see a lot of people reading this article and going, I'm going to go put a reservation in for a Tesla semi truck. It
doesn't take many.
Yeah, what are you going to do with it? They're obviously, this is going to be made for businesses and corporations for the most part, and they probably will sell some eventually to over-the-road truckers who are buying their own truck. But it's going to, for any of them, it's going to take a while. For Nikola, for Tesla, for that average Joe to buy one and be one of those leaders.
I like this big block here. Prices for the 300-mile semi currently start at $150,000. Well, I mean, boy, I tell you, if they could make them for that price, they will dominate the market. I'm not convinced they can, considering, that's damn near the price of a Plaid.
It really is.
Yeah, and there's no need to sell them that cheap, and prices don't currently start. You can't buy one.
Yeah. Well,
until deliveries are made, price is meaningless.
Yeah, I have a feeling the price on this is going to go up a bit just because of all the inflationary costs. And why announce that now and just wait until you're actually ready for production to see where
they didn't announce it.
Well, they announced it a long time ago. I'm talking about
right.
announcing a price increase. Don't announce it now. Wait till you're actually ready for production to see where the price should be. And probably at that point to go, okay, we're producing them. We've got these orders. Honor that price. We've got the new price going forward. Sorry, suckers. You should have ordered early. But speaking of their competition, them having competition for this, we've got Nikola.
Who?
Nikola.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So Nikola is teamed up with Amerit or something like that to provide maintenance for the Nikola EVs. So it looks
Great
like,
idea.
yeah. Have you gone through this article?
Yeah. It's you can't build your own nationwide network of service centers out of the gate for something like this, but you don't have to. You provide the training, and you partner with someone who can.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in the early days when you've got a few thousand trucks on the road, it's going to be exponentially cheaper to do it this way and just, pay out on the warranty
Mm-hmm.
rather than having staff around in every state.
Yes. And I hope Nikola is keeping a bunch of parts ready for repairs, any type of warranty that might come up, and be ready to ship things like that out. Because if they have a pack of batteries that need replaced, I know that they can do that on these Nikola trucks because they slide the big box in, and if they have to replace one, I'm just hoping that they have set some aside for any type of warranty work or anything else that might come up. So,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's always
Because-
difficult with new companies having parts ready.
Well, and if my car is not available for a few weeks, it's a problem. But if my business tool is not available for a few weeks, we're done.
Yeah. So,
We
but
will not be in business together for long.
that they're doing what they got to do. They're looking at all aspects and getting this all set up. So who else is doing semi truck stuff?
Well, Volvo trucks first EV battery assembly plant to open in Q3 of this very year.
Yeah.
In Ghent, Belgium. Do you know what Ghent is?
Ghent, like what does it
Yeah,
mean?
the city of Ghent.
No,
It's just a city. Ghent used to be the commerce capital of the world. It was a very big shipping company,
yeah.
city. And it's in Belgium. It looks like Bruges, but without quite as many tourists.
Nice.
It's a
Okay.
neat place.
Yeah.
Some of the most beautiful old churches you've ever seen. And they also have the world's largest psychiatric museum, which used to be a nut house. It's really crazy to see all the implements of cure. I don't think that's what they did.
Okay. Wow. You seem to know the history. Have you been there or something?
Yeah, I've been there.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I took my wife there.
To drop her off at the museum?
Of course. I was very disappointed to find out they were not accepting new patients.
Oh,
Unfortunate.
yeah. How unfortunate. Okay. Yeah. So Volvo is ramping up their batteries for their trucks, which is obviously going to be competition for Nikola, for the Tesla Semi, and the other ones that will be following. So
E-Cascadia, BYD.
all of them. It's just something that they all got to keep an eye on each other and see what everyone else is doing and try and get out as quick as you can. Because I think in this market right now, without having like the Tesla name, you got to get ahead of the game and try and beat these other guys.
Volvo saying storage capacity of up to 540 kilowatt hours in a truck, which is, I think, kind of the sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
If you go much bigger, you've got too much weight. If you go much smaller, you don't have any range. Looks like everyone is kind of targeting around this size.
I believe Nikola's a little bit bigger. I forgot off the top of my head how many kilowatts.
Maybe someone in the comments can tell us.
I thought it was like somewhere in the 700 range, but they have 9 battery packs that they're putting in.
Yeah. We haven't seen much in terms of outside analysis of the Nikola trucks because they're too new. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we actually come out with.
I'm now questioning whether it was 6 or 9, because I know we've got the 3 on the outside. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my pictures, because there's 3 on the outside rails. I thought it was, and then but 3 in the middle. But 3 in the middle, there is parts. There is wiring in the middle. I've got to go back and look. It's either 6 or it's 9. I just
Well,
you know,
and it depends how many batteries are in the module. Those look very, very heavy on the Nikola.
yeah, they did. They're getting
From your very cool video inside.
yeah, when I was there, when I was on the line where they were putting the battery packs in, they were getting ready to lift one up, and it looked incredibly heavy.
Dangerous.
Yeah, I mean they had a little crane there to pick it up, and then they're going to drop it right in the slot, but not something you want to drop on your foot.
No.
There's not many things I would want to drop on my foot, so just to be clear.
I've never made a list
Oh, you don't have a list?
of things, of a ranked list of all objects based on desire to have it dropped on my foot.
Oh.
Doubloons.
I'll get you my list, because I've got one that I would want to drop on my foot, and then things that I would not. So,
Did you hear that the U.S. hit a record 20% of electricity from wind and solar in April?
I did hear about that. Maybe a little earlier today.
By the way, I've got some pictures, not on my phone, they're on my wife's phone, of down at the port. I saw a ship come in with a batch of the largest turbine blades I have ever seen in my life. Full-size ship, 2 blades fit, plus the housing at the ends. It's breathtaking. I'll show it to you later.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, it's truly staggering how big these blades are.
Yeah, I've seen them on the road before, and when I talk about a long load, oversized, it's hard to put in perspective until you see them. But 20.
Right. Well, and you know, because you've been around solar wind farms, but people who've only been in the cities, and you're on the highway, you see them, you're like, oh, look at that. We decided to go get up close to one in, I want to say, Montana years ago. We're like, oh, it's right there. Let's start driving. And you drive and you drive and you're nowhere close to it still. You're still miles and miles away. And it just keeps getting bigger, and they're skyscrapers.
Yeah, they are. They do. And it's just interesting how they work if you ever have looked that up. Basically have a transmission in there. So even when they're going slow, they're still creating a lot of energy, even when they're doing the...
And the easy thing with curtailment, if you have too much power coming in, is you can break individual turbines.
Yes.
To stop them, whether for repair or just to reduce power generation. The same thing with solar. Misunderstood here is they say, well, yeah, but you can't curtail solar. Sure you can. If they're sun tracking, you just track away from the sun a little bit and you produce less power.
You can also just turn off the inverters that they're connected to. There's a lot of ways to do that. But it would solve all that if people just get a couple battery packs, fill them up. That would solve all the problems.
You'd need a few. Did you hear that the largest EU battery recycling plant has come online? Enough for all of Norway's batteries.
And that's pretty good. That's a good start. And
Yeah.
I love the fact that how they're just taking all the materials back out of it and just end up making new batteries. I don't know if they're making new batteries, but they're taking all the elements, separating them, I would assume. The aluminum, then they get the nickel, magnesium, cobalt, all the lithium, and then I assume they're just reselling it because it doesn't go bad. And I think that's a big misunderstanding with people with EV batteries, where they think that they just bury them in the ground and they can't do anything with them. But
it's crazy. They're too valuable to do that with. One question I was able to ask of Jordan Giesecke from The Limiting Factor is, how recyclable are batteries? And he said, completely. There's no reason they can't be. Now, when it comes to recycling things like plastics, they break down in ways that make them harder to use a second time. But nickel remains nickel. Lithium remains. These are elements.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like with carbon, where carbon has a lot of different states, and some of them are more difficult to maintain than others. This, it just
Yeah.
it's doable
Yeah, you just take it apart.
and it's cost effective.
Yeah, it is because I guess with the aluminum, you you use only like 5% to recycle the aluminum. It's 5% of the original energy usage to make the aluminum in the first place.
Wow,
So
that would make sense because you're basically just melting it and then cleaning out the impurities.
right, and if it's just a cover, aluminum cover, there should be very few impurities on it. Maybe some
Paint,
paint or padding.
glue.
Yeah, paint, padding, glue. You get that off, and that probably would come off. The most
Burn
of it would
right
come
off.
off fairly easy.
Yeah, yeah, very good. Um, so we do have, fortunately, kind of a perfect amount of time left to take yo questions. Now, I can't see your chat because you changed it, but we should give a quick thanks to our patrons who get early access, bonus content, all that good stuff. Um, and especially on Bear's channel, they allow him to do more flyovers than he would be able to otherwise. And on my channel, I don't know why I'm telling you. If you guys are in the chat, you already know all the stuff. But give Bear some love too, because he's got a very costly and life-threatening addiction to pre-ordering EVs, and that's not going to sustain itself on its own.
Well, that is true. I do need more EVs. My next car is not going to be one, though. I don't think. Uh, I need some. It's like I need this now, unless I get lucky and happen to walk into a dealership and they have like an EV6 there, or maybe an Ionic 5, because those you can't pre-order, from my understanding. Well, you can, but they stopped taking the orders. But you get one that hasn't been bought yet. Yeah, it could happen, but I'm probably going to buy something a little cheaper next, and it's going to have gas.
Sure. So going into the comments, I'll just address mine since I can't see yours. Jeff did point out, need to melt all the aluminum engine blocks from the old crappy ice cars. Most cars don't have aluminum, do they? I know. I've known of a couple that did.
No,
But I thought they generally went with steel just because it's so much cheaper.
it depends on the car, but like a Corvette's going to have an aluminum block,
Right. I know the
probably.
Viper did.
Yeah, and they've started moving a lot of cars over to that, just because you're going to get better efficiency out of it. So the cost of the aluminum to do an aluminum has gotten so much better that there's probably a lot more than you'd think of aluminum block motors out there. And now, and F-150s have been made out of aluminum for a while, so those are recyclable. They're going on, geez, I couldn't even tell you, probably 6-7 years being aluminum. The F-250, the Super Duties, changed over to aluminum in 2017. So there's a lot of cars that are using aluminum now
Wow.
because of the weight
Well,
savings.
and I know the good news with cars generally is that they're basically always recycled because there is just so much material in them that is easy to recycle.
Yes, yes.
Thaddeus is in disbelief that I have never made a list of things that I wish to drop on your foot.
Ooh, that's a new list to make. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'll start working on it. It's fine.
All right. I don't have too many comments, probably because I screwed up the stream at the beginning. Um, and I don't have as many people as we
John
normally
pointed
do.
out, and I'm sure you know this, Bear, aluminum block with steel sleeves in the cylinders. And that, makes sense.
Yeah. The aluminum will wear quicker, I think, than steel, so they use the steel sleeves, and there's probably some other reasons also. But I think that lengthens the life of the motor. I could be wrong though.
Jeff says, unlike the Chevy Vega ages ago that had no sleeves and wore out quickly. My brother had a 327 Vega that he built.
Oh, really?
Yeah, talk about a death trap. My
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Sounds
He
like
loved that
fun.
car.
It's kind of like riding a
Oh, yeah.
motorcycle with no helmet, but
It was the little fastback looking one.
mm-hmm.
And he put a Camaro grill on it. It was beautiful. Beautiful.
I don't even know how you can do that, but okay.
Oh, it was neat. It
Yeah.
was neat. That thing was a real puzzle to put together. And I know because I was a little kid and I was the only one with hands small enough to get parts into certain places.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like Star-Lord.
Yep. That's how my friends know me.
As Star-Lord?
Yeah. Who? Nah, come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I hope somebody gets that reference.
Well, Bear, I am so glad you're back. I
So-
was lonely last week.
Were you? You needed a hug
I
or
did
something?
my intro normal, and you weren't there, and it was very sad.
It was sad. I just pretended like I forgot about it. I just walked around. In my mind, I'm like, I'm not there. I need to be there. And
Yeah, those cruise ships could use Starlink.
yes, they can. I'll tell you, there's a lot of things that they can use. Uh, there was a lot of diesel exhaust coming out of that one. They are working on converting fleets over to liquid natural gas, which I think we've talked about before because I pulled a picture out the last time I was near a cruise ship where they loaded it with liquid natural gas. There was no exhaust coming from that, but plenty on this one. So
Unfortunately, JJ is not in my chat, but he was in my chat on Friday, and we were talking. And he was saying, for ships, why not hydrogen? And the answer is right. Why not? It would be better. And hydrogen, while with all its flaws, is very energy dense, and not even hydrogen battery cells, but just burning the hydrogen
yeah,
would be a reasonable use. Hydrogen is very difficult to work with. The molecules are extremely small, so it leaks like crazy, but
that was a lot of information about the atoms are really small. I really didn't know
oh, you
that.
didn't know that?
Well,
Oh yeah,
yeah. I
the
didn't.
fittings leak, the pipes, everything leaks because the atoms can pass through glass.
I wonder if they can improve the efficiency of the electrolyzers and just suck up some ocean water, dump the salt back over, split it up, solar paneled roof on your ship. Maybe Trevor Milton will make a solar powered hydrogen boat.
John pointed out that hydrogen is only energy dense if liquefied. And yeah, the real problem is bunker fuel is very cheap. Horribly dirty, but very cheap. And the cruise ships don't use bunker fuel. I think they use diesel, right?
I believe they use diesel.
Yeah.
I can't be 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But I think bunker fuel, the exhaust would be problematically dirty for guests.
Yeah, probably. And the exhaust coming out was not really that bad. You could see it. It wasn't like they were rolling coal or something like that. So it still was a lot better than like the older ships that would be running coal for real. So it wasn't that bad, but I know their Mardi Gras ship is definitely much cleaner because there's just nothing coming out of that thing, or nothing that you can see.
John did point out that as hydrogen atoms pass through metal tanks, they make the metal brittle. And I do not know much about metallurgy, but I have heard that before. And that would be, over time, definitely problematic.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe a little explosion, kind of Hindenburg problematic.
Yeah, Jeff did make a joke about that. Hindenburg balloons trailing behind cruise ships as fuel tanks.
Nice. That's kind of
Nice.
funny.
Yeah. Cruise ships rolling coal is an interesting image. Well, Bear,
could-
we are at the 1 hour mark.
Oh.
I am anyway. You're probably at the 56-minute mark.
I'm hitting 55 on this one, but that's okay. I already went in and deleted that other mistake. So, but yeah, it's about that time there. We're going to say thank you to all of our Patreons for being Patreons. We appreciate your support. And my next live stream is going to be tomorrow of the Lucid factory. So please join me there. Brian, when is your next live stream?
So I've got a live stream coming up on Friday, half hour long, as I do. And my big news for the week is I have resumed math tracking in Excel. Yes, the cathode plant at Giga Texas is underway. And it's a real challenge to measure because we don't know how big it's going to be. But I'm still doing, but nonetheless,
It's
it is. I
15%, right?
15% done. 15% done. And you would be surprised. I actually didn't get a lot of heat for that in the comments because people know, man. They know.
You're on it. You're on
I'm
it.
on it, man.
Yes.
I got this.
All right. So obviously you gave grading and piling work 15%.
Yes. That is the new math. It used to be 20%. It's now 15. And now the interior completion gets 30% weight instead of 20. And I also added an extra month to it, which should smooth out the curve.
And so what's the size of the new building?
192,000 square feet is what I came up with for the footprint. Most of the steel on site is 2 and 3 floors. So I'm saying about 500,000 square feet.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Over 3 floors.
That's going to be a decent sized building.
Yeah. Yeah. And for just a cathode plant, right. Plenty.
Yeah. They're going to be flying over there for years.
Years. Years.
Yeah.
Years. If you haven't seen Bear's footage of the Lucid flyovers, you got to check that out because it is huge.
That is getting real big. This current expansion, I think, is 2.8 million square foot. And they're adding to the buildings that were already there. And once they finish this, they're going to go immediately into the next phase, which full build out is 6 million square foot. So for a startup company,
yeah, they're pretty good, but they're no tents. All righty, guys.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, Bear. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, Brian. It was good seeing you again. I missed you last week.
Yeah.
And
we'll see you next week at the latest.
Absolutely. So we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.